The doctor saw that I wasn't going to do well, and he dismissed me from the room. And I just went outside and sat on the hallway floor, trying to gather my thoughts and thinking, what on earth am I doing? What am I doing? That was a person who wanted to live. At that point, I did believe that second trimester abortion was a valid choice for a woman. But that did drastically change once I saw a second trimester dismemberment abortion under ultrasound. I grew up in an alcoholic home where I didn't really have a voice, and I found myself being drawn to pro-abortion thoughts. I wrote papers, I gave speeches, and in school, in a public school, I got a lot of accolades for that, and that felt really good. I mean, I didn't really have a voice at home, and so I began to feel like I had a voice. So I got more involved in that, which then eventually led to working in 2 different abortion clinics in undergraduate and graduate school. I was a patient counselor, and so I did individual counseling with women who came into the clinic either seeking abortion or trying to figure out what they wanted to do. I also did counseling during abortion procedures, and then I also did post-abortion counseling. Initially, most of my work was with first trimester abortions, and then our clinic did do second trimester abortions, but I never had the time to do those. Those were 2-day procedures. And so my schedule just didn't allow it with the graduate school. But once I graduated, I had the freedom and the ability and time to do that. So I did at that time agree to do second trimester abortions. My first time doing a second trimester was my last time. I remember the woman very well. She was very sweet and kind, and she came back the second day. And my job was just to help her get ready for the abortion and to help me ease any anxiety. That morning, once we got her in the room, I got her situated, and everybody else came in. And once her sedation was done, we got started. And I was just watching on the ultrasound machine because she was asleep. Wasn't going to be talking with her. And I watched as the doctor went in with these really narrow forceps. And then first he grabbed a leg, and the baby yanked its leg back out of the forceps. So I went back in, and he grabbed an arm, and again the baby yanked its arm out of the forceps and turned away from the forceps and kind of curled up into a fetal position up towards the top of the uterus. And at that point, I was sick and nauseated, and the doctor saw that I was not going to be standing long, so he excused me. And I just went out into the hallway and sat on the floor and was like, what on earth am I doing? What am I doing? That is a human being who wanted to live. So after they were done with the abortion, the nurse brought the tray out. And so I got up and I went to the room and I asked the worker in there, I said, I would like to see the tray. And she said, no, you don't want to see the tray. And I said, no, I want to see the tray. And so she opened it up, and there was this perfectly formed little boy that was missing 2 legs and an arm. And it was hard. Still have visions of that. It just turned my world upside down. All I knew was that I had to get out of there, and I couldn't do it anymore. And so I met with the doctor, and I said, I can't do this. I don't know how you can do that. And his comment to me was, oh, sometimes they're fighters. I was absolutely experiencing pain. I have no doubt in my mind. Why else would the baby pull its leg out of the forceps, or its arm, or turn away from the offender, the thing that was scaring it. It was very, very clear to me that that baby wanted to live. You know, I didn't tell anybody about it. I felt a lot of shame. And that shame actually grew once I became a Christian, because I heard what they would say about people like me. That was hard. I didn't tell anybody for, I think I was a Christian about 12 years before I even talked about it. When I had my conversion, it was pretty profound in that it resulted in very drastic changes in my thoughts, my behaviors, my beliefs. But I was still kind of on shaky ground with trusting God, and I think it just took time. I think it also, that sinking in of knowing that you are loved no matter what. That even when I was working in that clinic, I was counseling, I counseled hundreds of women. So I know their stories. And I know the stories are not pretty. Empowering women is really about helping them be everything that they can be. And we're never going to go through life without bumps in the road or things that are unexpected. But there's always a blessing on the other side. A baby developing in the womb may have been unexpected, but I don't know, they're just a gift. At the moment of conception, all of what makes me and you, like all of that exists. We just have to grow. And to not acknowledge that is just, it's so sad. And it's depriving us of beautiful human beings that are gifts. So as a former abortion clinic employee, as a woman, and as a mom, I know we can do better than abortion. We can help women to make choices of life that will ultimately heal them and bring glory to God.